discussion or any specific query?
Krishna Prabhu is asking that yesterday you have mentioned that we should not pronounce Hare Krishna Mahamantra during the chanting like too quickly, like something like that, but really like feeling. But he said there are like some saints in the past who were really chanting incredible number of Mahamantras every day, and it's impossible to do without some kind of. So how do they do it?
Actually, many of those saints, okay, are you all set right now? Okay. You know, actually, many of those saints continue chanting Mahamantra in their mind. Okay. So, Hare Krishna Mahamantram can be chanted, sung both ways, in mind, also through sound vibrations, through some utterance. So, it can be done both ways. Okay, japa can be performed in both ways, optional ways. So what happens? So while we start chanting Mahamantram in mind, without utterance, without using our tongue for uttering it, then it takes much less time. But one has to be very expert to do that. Chanting whole Mahamantram in a proper way, only in mind, requires some special expertise, experience. Otherwise, normally, usually or in general, chanting Mahamantram with some proper utterance, appropriate utterance has been recommended. So, now coming to the point of how to be managing the chanting of Mahamantra, like lakhs of chanting of Mahamantram, okay, through utterance. There is an appropriate way that you can utter Mahamantram, chant Mahamantram in a bit fast way, at the same time pronouncing correctly, appropriately. I repeat, there is a way, or there are some practical ways that we can be chanting or uttering Mahamantram in a fast way, but at the same time chanting or uttering each and every word of the Mahamantram complete, okay, properly, appropriately. It's requiring some habit, requiring some practice to do that. So many saints also do that. Okay, do that. And what happens, because many saints also keep on chanting Mahamantram, sometimes through utterance, sometimes through mind. So both ways become intertwined, become combined. So sometimes they switch, switching from utterance mode into the mental mode of chanting. I repeat, there's sometimes the swinging from utterance mode of chanting into the mental mode of chanting and then coming back. And because they're situated on the mental mode of chanting so much, besides uttering, okay, they are so closely related, so they feel they can cover each and every word of the Mahamantram appropriately, something which is not properly uttered, but is uttered in mind. So it can be so, one can understand it through experience, can be so. And by the third step, I can answer that many of those saints were bhajananandi, so they had no other activities or engagement so much, but they only used to be absorbed in chanting, singing Mahamantram almost for the whole time, except for the timing, or they had to take care of their bodily health a little bit in morning and other times. Otherwise, they didn't keep any other engagement in their life. Okay. Even not cooking engagement, anything, just mostly they used to be worshipping Supreme Lord precisely in morning, noon and evening, precise way, brief way, offering some fruits and some readily available things from the bhiksha, but they used to be going out collecting alms from bhiksha. So whatever they got, they would just clean and prepare, and they would be cooking. They would be cooking and cooking something brief way, like two, 3 items at most, and cutting fruits, offering bhoga. No, even if they used to be cooking very brief way, everything, but most of the time they used to be engaged in Nama Bhajana. Therefore, they could make such time, okay, or even chanting 3 lakhs per day, and also they would cut short sleeping time, reducing the sleeping time usually, so making it like 4 hours per day. So they will be using those time also for engaging in Nama Bhajan. So when some saintly person can be engaged in Nama Bhajan like 18 hours, 19 hours, or at least 17 to 18 hours a day, then it could be possible for them to be chanting like 3 lakhs around. Not impossible. Okay? Clear? Clear. So they dedicate a lot of time to stay absorbed in Nama Bhajan. That's why it is possible. And because They also they feel some taste, some nectarian taste in the Nama Bhajan. Therefore, it becomes easy and happily flowing for those saints. Unlike the habitual way, or like doing sadhana in the neophyte state, not feeling taste but going on, carrying out the order of Sri Gurudev, carrying out the instruction of Guru Varga, just going on, continuing, chanting holy names of Lord, Hare Krishna Mahamantram, whether or not finding or receiving any taste, okay, but still going on. So that is one kind of Nama Bhajan on the neophyte level of sadhana. On the higher developed state, I repeat, on the higher developed state level of Nama Bhajana, or taste comes. So when the taste appears, it becomes some special enjoyment. There is a saying, we are often saying, "But time flies when you have fun." Time flying, okay, when you have having fun. You never feel tired of it, exhausted, or bored about it when you have some taste, something you are really tasting, enjoying. Because that's what happened with the saintly high class saints while they are absorbed in Nam Bhajan. They simply be loving to be continuing. Okay. Yes. They receive more and more potency through the taste instead of getting tired. So, and some of those pure devotees can also feel chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantram, holy names, through their in-breathing and out-breathing process. So their breath, in-breathing, out-breathing, all the time going on, even during their sleep. When you are continuing something all the time in life, then it becomes your second nature. Even if when you stop, you're physically stopping, formally stopping to do it, it is going still. It will be going on. It will be going on, flowing on through your constitution, in your consciousness all the time. One can feel it. Just as if you have a train ride for around 15 days, for 2 weeks or more than that, continuously, then when you get back to your home, so you're sitting in one place or sleeping on bed, no more riding on the train, but you can still be having the sensation of train ride as if it's happening, because you have continued for so long time. It happens when you have got long car ride, long train rides, something you are doing, continuing for long and long, then even after its stoppage, you can still feel into that as if it's happening to your consciousness. It becomes so ingrained in your consciousness, subconscious region. So, in a similar way, I'm just giving you some material examples to give you some idea. Material examples cannot explain everything fully, But just to give some direction to us, idea, using these analogies. So, when a devotee remains engaged in chanting and chanting for a long time, 17, 18 hours in a day, then even when sleeping, some chanting going on through sleeping. Naturally, they live in that chanting consciousness. So if that is counted, then it can also be another lack of chanting, how everything going on all the time. That can be another ways of covering chanting lacks. Flowing, all the time flowing through consciousness. Incessantly, continuously, constantly flowing through your consciousness, even when you formally stop. Okay, all right? That's how. Any other query?
Practical question, which influence at this moment, I wonder how future generation will be in Krishna consciousness in France. How to do when now the World Health Organization has recently given its approval in France for children to receive sex education at age from 4 or 5 years old, where they are taught sexual positions with the help of specially created books. Children are absolutely not protected in France. This country is nicknamed Pedoland. There is one child out of 5 victims of sexual violence. That means more than 10 million children, which represents several 100,000 predator sex. And that only in France. I'm not asking why it exists, because I know that you are going to tell me. You told about it in one of your katas video. Can you read?
I know what you're going to say about it in one of their Bhakti, how to make this way that beautiful they still have undergone so young. How to speak of creation and how so perverted by other Maya doesn't service better than case and
So her main question is around whether or not it is appropriate to be introducing.
No. The question is like, since the education in France is so bad that they're already raised like introverted consciousness at the early age. So how is possible to and to like how to say like to decrease the perverted consciousness in which they have been raised?
And such type of education is officially introduced in school by government from 5 years of age. Supported by government.
Yes.
Surprising, you know. This is sadly surprising that it's being directly supported by government, lawfully supported by government. It's a wrong way, because according to our Vedic system, according to our original Vedic traditions, any type of sex educations in explicit manners never introduced, never accepted from such young age. No doubt on certain level of our age, certain levels of reaching the adolescence, appropriate sex educations are required for proper use of it, for proper use, or as required for the social needs. But explicit sex educations are not given, not imparted or introduced before adolescence. There's a reason behind it, because because the sexual matters are so touchy things. It immediately affects, even the thoughts of it can be immediately affecting our body and mind. So therefore, from the very young age, when they are not ready, they are not actually physically ready to have any such activities, any such biological sexual activities, still they are being directed to take that education. So it can have a lot of chance for misuse, to be misused, because before the adolescence, before the right time, right age appears, when they keep on culturing all these affairs in their mind, so then they will be eager to have it in a practical way, and then it brings so much imbalance, psychological imbalance, perversion, and it affects the society in a more unusual, can affect the society more unusual, perversion, because when they are not ready, when the boys and girls are not ready to have that, what is happening, the education is being given, and that is exciting in their mind how to have it in a practical way before even they reach adolescence, and they perverted, some thoughts come in their mind and they want to experience that even before they are bodily ready, physically ready. So it's not the right timing, right age for that. So while they are not really qualified, physically, mentally qualified to have that. At the same time, the education is being taught. They're mentally getting excited because children, even small children, can be mentally excited in a sexual way. So then they're trying to apply it, implement them in unnatural, very unusual, unnatural ways, natural or unnatural ways, and then can create the complications, and create more complications and problems. So not at all a wise way to introduce sex education for such younger age. Whereas comparatively what we see in our traditionally established Vedic system, they rather introduce education opposite to that. Education of retaining brahmacharyam. Okay. Even our parents teach sometimes see the small boys and girls, they're small children, touching the private parts in just an unconscious way, touching and all, they prohibit, oh, it's not good, it will make you sick. So they just teach their children, oh, don't do that, it will make you sick. For the little boys and girls from the beginning. So they make some restrictions up to certain age level. Up to certain age level, they rather make restrictions to be touching or caressing those private parts, so that no inappropriate, undesirable sensation, no inappropriate, undesirable sensations come through body and mind, and then it attracts them to make misuse of it before the proper timing, before the appropriate age for having that. So parents rather make their children more careful about that, make some restrictions, okay? Be careful, and rather promoting the feelings, promoting some healthy ways of brahmacharyam, okay, going on, continuing the lifestyle from childhood to boyhood to juvenile age, more non-sexual ways, so that when they reach adolescence, when they reach youthfulness, they have enough strength, sexual strength and power in a natural way, okay, to become good father or good mother in future, okay, when after their marriage and all, after their meeting, they can become good parents, healthy father, healthy mother, because they retain that potency. They don't make misuse. They don't misuse that sex energy, sex potency before time, before maturity. So rather they save the energy, that potency, and they allow it to be more fructified and matured. And then when the real need comes, time comes, proper age comes, and the proper appropriate age comes, time comes, they can make true utility of that in a more positive, healthy ways to be producing some healthy children. So in that way, that's the Vedic way, wise Vedic way, wise Vedic tradition, culture we find in Sanatana Dharma in India. more healthy. And so, according to the Vedic tradition, normal Vedic ways, or according to normal wise ways, appropriate sex educations can be implemented, can be imparted just before the adolescence starts, during the adolescent time. That is okay, that is fine. Because one can argue, one may argue, or if other educations can be given, I repeat, one may argue if so many other types of educations can be imparted from very childhood time, why no sex education? The answer to that, sex education is a very sensitive thing. It's unlike other types of educations only having some intellectual knowledge, some knowledge by more intellectual way or through practical examination experiments, that's okay. They don't directly affect our body and mind, okay, in extra excitements and all, okay. But here, sexual things are something like exciting, something, it brings some extra excitements and other sensations. So therefore, it's already there even from the childhood time in mind. Already that sensation is present in the children in a natural, biological, natural way, but they are not yet prepared, fully prepared. But if it is incited from that very young age, childhood age, through official educations, then naturally those young boys and girls will have some great excitements in their minds, and it will be transmitted. It will be transmitted into the bodily level, and they will try to make misuse of it, inappropriate use of that, and it can definitely complicate the social situation, social health overall. So it's not really healthy thing. Not really healthy thing to be imparting sex education from so young age, from the primary level of education. You mean from the primary level of education? Okay. Maybe higher secondary level of education? Okay, still. But never from the primary level of education. If there is any other motive behind that, that's something else. There could be any other motive, any other negative motive behind that. That could be something else. Sometimes some may view it as like it is like weakening the society in certain way, weakening future generations, okay, in such a way. So it may be explained that way, may or may not be, but that possibility, potential is there. All right.
There are so many different advices how to be a good parent. Father with mother. In I guess Vedanta Prabhupada, this process it was not rooted in Chanaka family. There's moral codes and like that. There is some guide, big guide for how to be. You know, something like that.
Definitely.
That I can, give something good. Be a good father.
Definitely the proper guidance, several fruitful guidelines, okay, recommended, given to the Vedic scriptures. to be good parents, healthy parents, ideal parents to the children. Definitely some guidelines, several important guidelines given in the Holy Scriptures. I don't want to be going into thorough explanation of all those guidelines. Very sorry. See, guidelines such as following 4 regulative principles, okay, basic thing. Guidelines given through Bhagavad Gita even for everyone, also for the parents to be living their lives in the mode of goodness, avoiding, eliminating, living the lives in the mode of ignorance, in the mode of negative environment, in the mode of negative mode or ignorance or passion, rather promoting, supporting, living the lives in the mode of goodness for the parents. So on the whole, overall, that advice is also advice for the parents, for those who want to become good parents, to be living their lives in the mode of pure goodness as much as possible. And living a lifestyle in the pure mode of goodness have got different recommendations. Food wise, drinking wise, food wise, sleeping wise, behaving the way one should be behaving, daily life activities. So I repeat some very nice descriptions, good amount of descriptions already given in the Holy Scriptures about how to be living lives in the mode of pure goodness. So in details we find it all relates to the daily eating habit, drinking habit, sleeping habits, mating habits, and behaving habits, physical habits, mental habits, by mind and deed, have all different types of ways, or by our mind and actions. So all these descriptions are given in details about how to live a high-class life in the mode of higher goodness. So if the parents follow that, it is very beneficial for them. While the parents follow it, is very beneficial for them too, also to become good parents. Because parents should become a healthy man. I repeat, parents should become a healthy man and healthy woman in the first place by living a high-class lifestyle, better lifestyle in the mode of goodness. Then they can be producing good healthy children. Also they can be educating and bringing up their children healthy way, because they also practice the same. But while parents are all ignorant, untrained, and not properly educated, not trained in a more healthy way, everything, living unhealthy life, then how they can be examples before their children? How they can help their children, to grow up in a better way, healthier way? How they can become example before them, because they themselves don't know in the first place. In some portion of the Vedas, parents have been directed to live with certain principles, live their life with certain healthy principles to become good parents. But overall, in order to become good parents, they should simply be following the ideal health principles which are referred, which are applied to one and all, just to become healthy human being in the first place. It's no different for the parents also, because parents are none other than human beings in the first place. Yes, just follow the health principles which are meant to become healthy human beings, also totally implemented, totally applied to the parents. Okay, to become healthy by body, I repeat, to becoming healthy by body, by mind, and by spirit. All through all these three phases, three levels of our existence. Then they can also be very good parents, inspiring their own children with their own examples, with their own higher examples. All right. So you can find in more details, you can read into more details as given through the Holy Scriptures.
She says it's quite difficult to educate a child in the West, because even when we are living, like trying to live in some healthy and nice way, of course there is a lot of other kids around them who are living in an opposite way. And like naturally the kids, especially in this age, they have a tendency to choose something opposite to their parents.
Take example from friends, not from parents. Take example like from their friends, not from their parents.
Yeah, so for them, like the gurus in a certain way become their friends. Parents are regarded like something like stupid and embarrassing and stuff. Not my friends. These are like the cool people that I want to know. Really people kind of influence in this case.
Yeah. These days, finding appropriate association, good association, is a great problem. So, because of the ruthless and reckless, I should use this word, because of the reckless culture of sense gratification from the beginning to end, uncontrolled culture of sense gratification of only, regardless of healthy choice and unhealthy choices. You see, bad environment, bad association, more and more created, manifesting in the society, is a big cause for anxiety and great concern. No doubt about. Okay. Big concern, no doubt about. So, because association is very influential, association always very powerful to influence a life. Unfortunately, there is no real good association, high-class healthy association in these days in many parts of the society. I don't mean in all societies, but in many parts of the society. Human society is a world problem today. More or less, it's whole world's problems today, all over the world. But again, responsible parents must be very careful. They should try their best to keep some healthy control, having healthy manipulations, healthy influences over their children, because after all, children are born from their parents. Since the children are born from their parents, they grow up being nurtured by the parents, so they cannot but listen, cannot but obey the parents' direction to a proper extent. So we cannot just, despite this unfortunate situation of having very bad association, bad environment in the society for the children's upbringing, parents cannot just give up. Parents cannot just simply give up their endeavor, give up their positive hopes, to bring up children in a nicer, healthier ways. So therefore, certain point, instead of becoming all the time lovely-dovely with their children, they should also become bit strong, become bit strong and become a healthy garden, applying some healthy force to subject the children, keep some healthy control over the children in certain ways, so that the children cannot be reckless. No matter even the children dislike about it, but as they grow up, they will understand, they will start understanding what my parents are doing to us for our higher good of life. When they become more intelligent, they grow up more, they will understand at some point. In the childhood time, they do not have full picture. They do not know how to judge. They don't have the full ability to be judging everything with full picture, full conscience, full knowledge. Children only go by their, sentimental waves, the emotions and sentiments, some immediate likings and dislikings, because they do not yet have the proper ability of understanding, considering everything with the full picture of life. So, the best way for the parents to become very lovingly caring about them, giving so much loving attention and care to the children, making them feel, cared and loved by the parents, make them feel that parents are real well-wisher, true well-wisher of their kids, their children. But at the same time, they have to be taught no means no. The way parents try to control, subject the children, in a normal way, in their babyhood, they have to follow do's and don'ts. To be protective of their own children, must be following do's and don'ts. So, as you do that in the babyhood, when they're they're crawling and they're learning to walk, slowly standing up and learning to walk, parents have to keep some healthy control. All the time be watchful and healthy control over their children, to be protective of them, to be protective of them from any harms coming to them. So, in a similar way, parents should be continuing to be protective of their children even when they are growing up. They have already learned to make argument with their parents, quarreling with their parents, resentment. Still, parents need to be more powerful, healthily powerful and exercise their healthy control over their children. No, you cannot do that. It's not good for you. No matter your mind wants that, okay, but immediately you feel some delight and happiness, but in consequence, not good for you. We love you. Okay, we are your parents, we love you, we want to find higher goods in your life. We are true well-wisher of you, pure well-wisher of you. We truly love you. So you cannot do it. We are talking it from our own experience. Okay, it will be harmful to you. You cannot do that. So should be. You should continue to be exercising certain, restrictions in the form of do's and don'ts, even when the children growing up and learning how to quarrel with the parents, arguing. Don't allow. Apply some healthy force, no matter what the children feel about. Because you are not really going to mistreat them, beating them or mistreat them, or is there any lack of loving care and attention? There should not be any lacking in the field of loving care and attention. So that will be making up, filling up their whatever the children are thinking, something they are lacking, missing, parents are restricting, but that should be made up by giving extra love and care and attention to them and direct them to some healthy practices. Rather they stay at home, healthy practices something, or rather you choose, if it is found, choose some better association where they can go out, be engaged in some nice sporting activity, better, more educative type, rather than low-class associations, as much as possible for the parents. I know it's a big job, very big job for the parents, to direct the children to be brought up, to grow up in a proper, appropriate, high-class way, because it's a very big job for the parents, because it takes so much time, energy, and care. Sometimes parents simply feel exhausted doing it, practically exhausted, because they have got other things to do. Working parents have got their works to do, so much job to do, taking care of family, taking care of their own body and mind health, and then besides that, taking care of the children, again doing that in a more proper way, it takes lots of time, energy. So the parents have to be sacrificing type, cannot be out of patience easily, in order to take care of their kids in a very proper way, until and unless they are of sacrificing temperament. Okay, they cannot do that job. Big job. So, be commandos. You all have to become like commandos in a way. Parent commandos. Instead of becoming ordinary army parents become commando parents. Working it out through tender love and also healthy power. Treating with the children in a tender, loving way, with all tender, loving care, also in a powerful way. So, while you are giving so much loving care and attention to the children, so when you are dealing with the same children with the power, they should understand. So, your tender, loving care and attention will be balancing. See, that will be working as balancing factor. You understand that? You understand what I'm saying? Yes. Good. Very good boy. Come here. I want to touch on your head. You're reaching teenage. Good heart, good heart. Very nice. Grow up, very nice way, healthy way. Okay. Sitting there. All right. I finished answering it in a relative way. I have not finished in a complete way yet. All right, next query. Sometimes you have so many queries in mind, then I am not there available. When I am here, I have to think of some what could be more appropriate query. All right then. 10, 11, 12 is more. 10, 15. Who? Okay.
Christians are sometimes accusing us that we are worshipping idols, like prohibited things. If there is any short but clear way how to explain to a Christian we are not just worshipping some kind of artificial idol. My father is a Christian and we have a really nice relationship. He said his father is a Christian and they have a really beautiful relationship, and many times they are discussing Siddhanta and it goes really nicely. But it goes nice only until the moment when they start to discuss the Deity. Because for a Christian, worship God in wood, stone, and like it's really prohibited to worship God in some form made like Deity. So if there's like some short and clear and logical way how to explain
Definitely, there are logical ways, reasonable ways to explain about. So then, in the very first place, you can ask them back, if idol worshipping is prohibited, why they do it in the first place? There are different versions. I know there are different versions, various versions of Christianity. Some versions of Christianity already worshipping idol. Why they do it in the first place? So you can put that question before them in the first place, questioning their question. If it is really prohibited, why they do it in the first place? Yes.
they were discussing that, and the father replied that sometimes they have like Deity. In Prague, they have a very famous Buddhist. But the father says it is done just in a symbolical way.
What is that? How is that? What's the real difference? Well, whether you are worshipping in a symbolic way or realistic way, but even the spiritually symbolical way, also very serious. It is done even relating to a deity of Jesus Christ or any other great saint in a symbolical way, offering full respect to it, is a kind of worshipping. Okay, it's not just formally symbolical way, like you keep some symbols in your house, somewhere just keep and forget about it, just symbol, fine. Don't pay respect, and you don't have pay serious respect and don't relate in a seriously respectful way. So it means it's more than symbolical way. The way they relate to the deities of Mother Mary, Jesus Christ, and with so much feelings, sometimes some emotional feelings, great respect and love, care. They pay respect before, bow down before the deity of Jesus Christ in the cross and Mother Mary. It's not just relating to them in a symbolical way, much more than that. It is done in a much more respectful, loving way, with feelings of respect and love, care. It's a worshipping. That is in another term called worshipping. Worshipping doesn't necessarily mean always time the ritual ways. Okay, very essence, very substance, substantial definition. Essential definition of worshipping is that of inner respect and love, inner feelings of adoration, relating to the deity with inner feelings, okay, in-depth heart's feelings of adoration, respect, love. Basically, that is worshipping. That worshipping can be done in ritual ways, non-ritual ways also. Also in some parts, some churches, I have seen, they do arati, kind of arati, ritual ways also to the deities, showing to the Jesus Christ. In India, I have not gone to Indian churches, but I have also heard from some Christians. I've already heard from some devotees who used to be Christians. They say yes, in some parts, because there are different versions of different churches. And some procedures in some traditions, they also do some kind of, they sow some lamp or doing some sort of arati rituals before the deities of Jesus Christ as their gestures for respect, paying respect. Like for example, they are kissing, doing amen, so all these, is there some ritualistic ways. We do like this. We do pranam, this way, that way, in this way, touching ground. These are also rituals, ritual ways, formal ritual ways to offer our respect. What we can also do in mind, without bowing down, without doing this, we can also be doing the same, and offering respect just by mind. But some ritual ways are also necessary. Okay, so instead of they are doing like this, they are doing this way. Yes, doing this way. How do you do? In this, then first this way, or this way, that way? Left is first. Do it. Doing this. Do it. I like this way. Okay. So, what is this? A respectful gesture. Very, very respectful gesture. Amen. Then we bow down. We also bow, a lot of bowing down also found in Christianity. Bowing down before the deities of Jesus Christ, kissing certain places, and then wiping, kissing, wiping, kissing, wiping, everybody following, instead of always bowing down. So what is that? Part of worshipping. So why are they kissing? They can be kissing on wall, any temple, any part of the wall of the girja, any part of the atmosphere of the girja, like kissing in the air, kissing here, kissing on any part of the wall. Okay, why they are kissing in a particular place? That's as good as deity worshipping, because that place represents something specially holy. Yes, therefore people are going, devotees are going, kissing, and there is always a handkerchief there to clean that, again kissing, clean that. It's found lined up especially on the occasions. Okay, they can be kissing any place. Why particular place? Means they are treating that particular place as some specially holy place. Devotees should be kissing there only, not here and there. Offering bhoga, offering worships to a particular temple of the god, not here and there. So instead of deity form, it's a temple form. Space, particular space. Why it should be particular? Because after all, temple is made of bricks, wall, stone. What's the real difference? Why they should be connecting to that specific place, temple place as holy, not other roads or all the surroundings. So if you are extending the concept of deity worshipping, if you are extending concept of idol worshipping, different types of idol worshipping in different forms, in the forms of worshipping in the temple, offering respects before Jesus Christ deity statue, okay, in the form of kissing in a particular holy place, okay, in the form of kissing the cross. What is cross? Made of metal or wood. It's also deity worshipping, kind of. Okay, so if they can be doing all this, such culture is okay. What's wrong? Okay, just making a deity, okay, and we worship it. We also worship the deities more or less in a high-class symbolical way. Okay, but on the higher stage, higher devotional stage, the high-class devotees, exalted devotees can be relating to the Supreme Lord directly through the deity form. Okay, it is possible. So for deity worshipping, for the higher levels, okay, of the devotees, in other words, worshipping the deities for the exalted devotees is different thing. They can directly feel the presence of God in the deity and they can relate. Because as you understand, as you know, God is omniscient, omnipresent. So if one can feel into the omnipresence of Lord everywhere, why not inside the deities? Okay. Deity also a part of Lord's omnipresence. Deity can also be a manifestation of God's omnipresence. Okay, so what's wrong with that? That is fully proper. So, but on the neophyte levels, neophyte towards intermediate level, I repeat, from the neophyte one's level towards the progressing towards intermediate stage, the ways deities are worshipped by the neophyte devotees, more symbolical, wholly symbolical way also. On the upper stage, there is no difference between deity worshipping and direct worshipping of the Supreme Lord, or the high class devotees, devotees of the higher levels. So both ways are there. And then on the third stage, third level of the proper concept, proper understanding about the deity worshipping is that we have to understand, everybody must understand that we never worship idol. Or never worshipping the deity as worshipping idol, taking it as some emblems of omnipresence of the God, okay, in this specific place, in the form of deity, omnipresence. Omnipresence of Supreme God can also be felt in the whole surroundings, environment, into everything. Omnipresence of God in the energy form, in the more energy form, not in personal form all the time, but more energy form can be felt in everywhere. Why it cannot be felt in the deity? In deity's form. So, while devotees worship the deities, they never worship an idol. They never worship a doll or idol. They worship the Supreme Lord, okay, through the deity. Okay. The devotees are never idol worshipper. No. Suppose when somebody, it's not a very good example, but you can get some idea. When someone is in the coma stage, but still you respect him as a person, although no more active like normal human being, just laying down in a coma stage. But still you become very respectful towards him or her as a person, because the presence of life is there. Still, he must be treated as a person with full respect. Okay. Although he is no more active like other active human beings. So, similar way, you can also be feeling into the omnipresence of Lord inside the deity or in the form of the deities. Omnipresence. So that is which is validating deity worshipping. It's no way in idol worshipping. I repeat, it's no way idol worshipping. It is actually relating to the omnipresence of the Supreme Lord in the deity form. That's what we are worshipping. Such as I am relating to this mobile phone. You are relating to a mobile phone, to a computer. Are you relating to the outer structure, external form, structure of the computer or mobile phone? Although it may look like that, No. Actually, you are relating to the potency. Okay, active potency, energy inside in the computer or mobile phone, which is so helpful, so beneficial for you, for us. So apparently, it may look like, oh, we're so caringly relating to this camera, video camera, to this mobile phone, to the computer, to a matter, to a material form. Some ignorant people may think alike, like that. But the intelligent people will know, oh, we're not really actually relating to the outer external form of this camera, a mobile phone or computer, but to the actual identity, to the actual purpose, okay, to the actual thing, beneficial things which is being supplied, provided to us through computer form of computer, through the form of this mobile phone, through this form of this camera. Similar way, deity worshipping, similar way. See, sometimes even if your mobile phone is off, computer is put off, turned off, this camera is turned off, you take out the battery, so it seems to be just dead matter, a dead material form, but still you are so careful to handle them. You are handling them so carefully, so that it doesn't fall, doesn't break. Why are you being so careful and respectful? Dead matter. Battery is out, no more energy, just dead mechanism. Still you are being so careful to handling them. Why? Because you know the same video camera, same mobile phone, same computer. As soon as the same computer, mobile phone, camera turned on, energy, it will become the conduit. Immediately it will become the conductor of the real energy. Okay. Medium of the energy, which is so beneficial, helpful for us. So useful for us, helpful. Therefore, even you're handling therefore you are so carefully handling the mobile phone, computer, video camera when it is even turned off. Then produce this same principle further, then you can understand the need for deity, reasons for deity worshipping. Not idol worshipping at all, much more than idol worshipping. So you can tell those people, Christian people, we are not idol worshipper. We are not worshipping idol in the first place at all. So why something we are not doing, something we are not actually doing, why are you trying to criticize us for doing that? We are not doing that. We are offering our respect. We are relating to the omnipresence of Supreme God, offering all our respect through deity form, like the examples of mobile phone, video camera, computer. Clear?
Okay, so argument of the father is like, yeah, but it is some man-made form. Somebody made it. Somebody put it in the shop, in the market. You buy it in the market. You put it on the altar. So in this moment, it actually became that.
But there is also procedure of deity installation for that reason. When the same idol purchased from the market, just simply made by some Karmi people who are not even devotees, always. Sometimes made by the devotees, sometimes made by the devotees it can be, but often, okay, many other times simply made by the Karmi people who are not devotees, bought from the market. But I understand that. So then, before until it's officially installed, okay, through process of installation, it is considered like idols. It's true. Just bought from the market, made by Karmi people, and just bringing, so it doesn't become deity immediately. Yeah. So there is procedure of installation through the Vedic mantrams, rituals, holy rituals. Then that become regarded, respected as deity. Some transformation happens in a very subtle, fine, subtle way. It happens in relation to the idol. So thereafter idol becomes transformed into deity. So that procedure is already there for deity. Therefore, we celebrate deity installation ceremony. We have. And in the lives of some devotees, sometimes they buy something from market, attracted to the beauty of an idol of see, and although they do not have always the official installation ceremony, everything, but because they feel so much loving attraction, devotional attraction to worship that as deity, so some blessings come even without official ritual ways of the installation ceremony, everything, but still by the power of the bhava of that devotee in a devotional mood, okay, as they place on the altar and start worshipping real deity, can also be considered as real deity, just by being empowered by the bhava in a devotional mood, pure in a devotional mood of that particular devotee, it can be considered as deity. Okay. So deity installation may not always be dependent on very formal, external, formal ways, ritual ways of the installation. Okay, if it is done, it is well and good. But in cases of some devotees who cannot do that, who do not have that chance to officially make the installations of all deity, of Gopalo or Gaura Nityananda, Radha Krishna bought from the market, but feel so much loving care, loving respect to worship that deity, even without going through official installations ceremony, still can be regarded as deity. Okay. But later on, it would be better to have all the official installation ceremony done through the hands of some pure sadhus, higher devotees. Then it becomes well and good. Okay, answered? Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna. Mukam karoti vachalam. That's what's happening with me. Mukam karoti vachalam. Pangum langhayate girim. Jat kripa tamahang bandi. Paramanandamadhavam. They are the ones inspiring me to answer. You know, I'm a tiny servitor of their lordships, tiny servitor. But when they're mercifully empowering me to be acting on their behalf or doing some important service for them in the form of speaking Harikatha, I'm simply doing that. Whole credit goes to their causeless mercy. Whole credit goes to their causeless grace and mercy, and the mercy of my Guru Varga. Gaur Hari. Finally, everything is their wealth, their transcendental wealth. Any other related or unrelated query? Sure. So we can chant Mahamantram for a while and then can stop.